Here we go. I'm going to start it off. I'm Jon Anslone, and I am with
Chris Trottier.
Welcome, Chris. We're on a little delay, but
Hey, thanks for having me.
yeah. So we were supposed to have Jerry Krupa from At Properties, and he had an appointment come up. So he needed to sell some houses or try to sell some houses. So we're going to try to get him next week. So this week, you're the man. You're up at the Slate conference. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I can't believe Jerry canceled the Noon Whistle for selling homes. Like, really? I'm just
Yeah. I thought we were the number one podcast, but yeah.
Well, that's true. But, we pivot and we'll keep going. Yeah, I'm up at Slate here. We have a team of eight educators plus myself, total of 9. Mr. Tadlock's up here, and this has been a tradition in the Elkhorn Area School District to come up to Slate, and it's all about tech integration. And it's a great conference. It's 2 days up at the Kalahari, and our teachers ranging from elementary to middle to high school, and including even options virtual charter. We have people up here just learning how to integrate technology into your classrooms, what sort of other tools are out there. And this week, this conference's emphasis is on AI, artificial intelligence.
And that seems to be a hot topic.
It is. I mean, you and I were just at the WSETA annual meeting, and that was the theme there too. So the exponential growth in that area is happening faster than anybody can keep up with. And I think how to use that smartly and how to integrate that in, is a really good proactive strategy.
Yeah. Well, and I think it can be used for so much good and so much productivity. And I know going back to the WSETA conference, I remember them speaking about using it to solve problems, asking IA, hey, here's a problem, here's an issue, and just seeing what that feedback is. Not that it gives you all the answers or always what you're looking for, but it's certainly interesting perspective from where that draws from. And hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't say last year, the Noon Whistle, we presented at Slate, didn't we?
We did. I know. I was just thinking about that. It was funny because I was telling somebody up here, I'm like, yeah, we presented at Slate last year at 8 a.m. on Wednesday. And I thought for sure, based on our placement in time and on the schedule, that we were like the afterthought. And then you and I walk in and we're in one of the largest rooms. And next thing you know, there's 60 plus people learning about the Noon Whistle and communicating with stakeholders and efficiently and effectively. And that was a great experience.
Yeah. What a great group of people attending last year, and people that are just interested in how can technology make education better and how can education be innovative by using technology. It was, really a lot of interesting people there. Does SLATE stand for something? Is that an acronym?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me that. School Leaders in Technology Education, something like that.
Okay.
Want me to look it up here? Yeah, Slate.
I was going to look it up and I forgot to, and I thought, yeah, it must stand for something, but I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're believe it or not, I'm at Slate, which is a technology conference, and they're having Wi-Fi issues. It's kind of important piece to the technology conference. Well, I think coming back to our presentation in this podcast, this is unique. And it's been a traditional way that people have communicated with stakeholders, right? You as a former law enforcement, use news media, face-to-face, press releases. As a former high school principal, we've used newspaper, email, direct push communication, website, social media, and currently using newsletters. I think what makes this, what intrigues so many people across about this platform is it's 15 minutes weekly, and we're telling a story and getting a reach of anywhere between 300 on a day, on average, 300 to 500, but then sometimes up to 2,000 people every week, which is a pretty strong reach. Which is why we presented at a state conference, which is why I presented on a webinar for a national organization. I just think it's a pretty unique thing, and for the price of the platform, which is reasonable, and it doesn't take a lot of our time just to step on and talk. So
yeah, well, and it's so flexible that one of us can be at a site with people, we can be remote where we just send someone a link and say, hey, jump on. So yeah, it's not, you have to be here at this time. It's, hey, we could record it ahead of time if you can't make it.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
we can go to your place if you don't have the technology, and someone can do it from their place and jump in with us, and they don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to travel. They don't have to leave their business, their home, wherever it might be. And we could talk to people in California and Canada and Mexico.
And we have.
Yeah, right. I mean, and that's what's so great about it is you get so much information and so much reach that way as well.
Well, and people don't realize, I mean, we laugh about it because you and I just kind of do this. And, obviously, Jason, our superintendent, I think thought it was a good idea, but didn't know the impact it was going to have. But it's amazing how many people come up to us either within Walworth County or outside of it and say, hey, who's on the Noon Whistle? Hey, I really like that show. Hey, what are your thoughts on this? I just think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pivoting off of what we do, John, let's talk a little bit about, since we have this free moment, let's talk a little bit what's going on in the district right now. We last week we talked about what was going on in the community with Chris Clapper and Kate Abbey from the chamber, but what are some things that are swirling in your brain about our school district?
I think one exciting thing was last night at the school board meeting, we had a presentation by Matt Janison and Katie Groff from Gateway, and they went over our dual credit opportunities and participation in our dual credits. And I knew it was good. I knew we were doing well. I didn't know we were doing that well. And that 65% of our students are taking advantage of dual credit opportunities. And at Gateway, that doesn't include, UW Whitewater or other college university opportunities that they're taking advantage of. And, maybe you could probably add to that with some data or information that you
Project Lead the Way. Yep. You can keep going. AP, Project Lead the Way, university credits. Yeah. It's an incredible stat. And she said, what did she say? 65%, John?
Yeah, it was 64 point something.
Okay.
Right.
And what's the state average?
It was like 24% or something like that. I mean, we were number one in all the categories that she went through. And I just think that's so impressive and such a credit to the work that not only our teachers do, but everybody in the district that's like pulling this as long as a whole bunch of other things.
That kind of alignment, right? That from the school board all the way down, that alignment on these stackable credentials, whether they're, I was just having a conversation with Options Virtual Charter school teacher, Mrs. Grahusky, and we were talking about her amazing daughter, Anastasia, and she is applying for PA schools. And she just interviewed today at UW-Madison, and she feels like she's pretty well. She's going to be accepted minimally at Marquette and UW-La Crosse. But she was talking about, and it was funny, John, we just had this conversation during lunch, and she said the reason she's going to get, she is being recruited by the two that I mentioned, Marquette and La Crosse, is because of what she did in high school in HOSA, her work-based learning experience at Open Arms, where she put together a traveling medical truck, and her dual credit coursework that she took advantage of.
Yeah. Well, and think of it, we talk about other programs. We've talked, dual credits and in class Project Lead the Way and things like that. But then our youth apprenticeship is on the rise. I mean, we got kids, doing youth apprenticeships, or more kids doing youth apprenticeships, and that's growing. And
you know what people don't realize, John? You know what people don't realize? And I'm not saying they should realize this, because maybe we don't tell this story. But all of these programs you're mentioning have this cascading effect on our school district. And what I mean by that is we're talking about stackable credentials for kids, right? Setting them apart from others. Think about their resume, right? It's just really this rich resume. But here's the other thing. We're getting reimbursed per kid for certifications from the state. So our youth apprenticeship grant, every youth apprentice we have, we get anywhere between $500 and $750 from our youth apprenticeship grant holder, which is Gateway. Then on top of it, for every certification, youth apprenticeship, technical certification. So if a kid takes multiple classes and gets a technical cert, we get reimbursed through the CT incentive grant again, up to $1,000 per kid.
Well, let me ask you this. Like, I thought I saw last night when they were presenting, kind of shifting back to the Gateway thing, there was a savings of like $600,000.
Yep, 600,000. Yeah, Elkhorn School District, Elkhorn High School set the record for Gateway, and that is only through transcripted agreements. Classes kids take in class in our school.
So our teachers teaching college classes in our building.
Right. Yes, and now think about what do we? It's 950 kids. I think the last time I looked, our third Friday count was like 925. Yeah. This is on top of Kenosha Unified, Racine Unified, other larger districts, and they weren't even close.
No, it was amazing. Like I said, I was shocked. I didn't know all that information and all that data, and it was shocking. It was exciting. I thought, what great opportunities our kids have everywhere. Anything you want to do, it's available. And our educational system here in town is it's diverse. It's innovative. It's diverse. And, speaking of that, I know the clock is ticking and you got to get back, but we're
right in the middle of lunch. I ate that really good mashed potatoes and like some beef tips on top. They were good. It was either that or lasagna, right?
All right. I'm sure gourmet. But we have another exciting program that's stacking on the youth apprenticeship program called Craftsman with Character.
Yes, we had the Craftsman with Character peeps on here in October, first week in October.
We did, and we're jumping on, right? We're jumping on.
We say we are jumping on.
You and I.
Yes. So quick, you want me to give just a little like Reader's Digest version?
Yeah, give us the elevator version.
Well, you know me, I'm very concise in my words. So, when you look back, you're thinking, okay, so this is a pre-apprenticeship program. So the idea is this started off about 20 years ago at Edgerton Gear. Guy used this as a talent acquisition strategy, wanted to engage the high school. He started having kids do like job shadows in a manufacturing field. He would teach this character development program on Fridays. And then eventually they become youth apprentices as juniors or seniors.
Yeah.
And then he'd hire them. He has a waiting list of employees in manufacturing. He shared this with Frito-Lay and Scott Forge. Scott Forge's relationship with the U.S. submarine fleet. They heard about this, say, we're investing. They invested, I think it's $2 million over the next 3 years to expand this nationwide. We are one of the first school districts in Southeast Wisconsin to jump on this. We're doing it in partnership with Delavan Darien High School, our friends there. Yeah. So DD Tech and Career and College Academy. We're going to have 6 kids. John, they're going to be going to Arnell Springs, Prop Shaft, Palmer Hamilton, Integra Seating down in Walworth, Wisconsin Oven, and Tankcraft. Did I say Tankcraft? Did I say Tankcraft?
I don't think so, but
okay, Tankcraft. Yeah, so
they get mentored there, right?
They do, yeah. So they spend their morning there getting mentored. It's unpaid, and then they're going to be taking the Craftsman with Character, the character class on Fridays. And who's teaching that, John? You know anybody?
I heard that Lisa Pavette from Waseda was going to be one of the instructors. Is that true?
And John Angelo.
Hey, yeah, I'm excited. Really excited about it. I think you can't go wrong with character. And over the years that I've done interviews with prospective employees, like character counts. Character counts, and it's so important. I think it's going to be really exciting to talk about that for 16 Fridays, as well as the experiences they'll get as part of the class going to the industry.
Well, I think what's also cool, though, too, is you're really seeing this integration with all of our stakeholders. You got employers, U.S. Navy. You have Gateway Technical College. I mean, they're in support of helping us kind of build some other. Rich Schaus and his team are going to do hopefully some skill development in their lab. Waseda, and an outside agency. I mean, it's really cool. It's going to be great for kids.
Well, being in the front end of this is huge, and I think first class 6 kids. I think you're going to see this grow to 16, 26. I mean, it's the backing's there from the U.S. military and the Navy, And like I said, you can't go wrong with character.
No, and I think this, having a strong career and technical education program really helps us with Mr. Thomas and what he's doing in the tech ed area, our relationship with Gateway. I mean, we have so many kids taking classes.
Larson, Carl Bjorg. I mean, yeah, you just go right down the line.
Yeah, and it's exploratory, right? You're giving kids an opportunity to go explore and say, boy, I really like Tankcraft, or I really like Prop Shaft, or my God, I want to work at Palmer Hamilton or SPX Flow. And it also gives the employers the opportunity to slowly develop their internal mentoring program for their future talent. And I think it's just win-win-win, don't you think?
It is. It's win-win-win. And there's so many people that touch the kids through the program that give them different perspectives and information. And it's built to be interactive. It's not sit, listen every Friday. It's built to be interactive and have them as part of the process.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm glad Michael Rick over at Delavan jumped on it and wants to be a part of it, because I think the more we can do things within our county and share and the more engaged our employers get.
Absolutely.
Right? Because, I mean, Elkhorn's obviously and continues to be and will be a leader in a lot of spaces and is viewed as that. But I think the more we get other schools on, the more they see this as a county-wide initiative versus just one school trying to push the envelope. So I think that's going to be a really great opportunity. What else? Yeah. We're getting to our time, man. You and I can talk again. Wow. What are you thinking? What are you looking forward to? Let's close with that. Because anything exciting happened in your week so far or last week? Why don't you talk about?
Yeah, my daughter just came back. She was gone for 7 months in part of it in Oklahoma for her basic training, part of it in San Antonio for her medic training, and it's great to have her back.
That's awesome.
Now she's going to jump into the second half of her nursing degree. So, we'll get a little visit with her. It's great to have her back. And, looking forward to the holidays where you get to see people and the family gets together, and that's always a good time.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. If you haven't seen, I'm going to highlight a couple things here. If you haven't seen, drive by the middle school pavilion. Elkhorn Roofing's over there. Stebnitz just finished. Boy, it's starting to look like a building now. It's pretty cool.
That is.
So we're wrapping that up. We're finishing up another cohort in our youth build. We had mock interviews yesterday where we had Waseda, the Job Center, Delavan Holdings, Adams Power, a variety of Wisconsin Oven, a couple other employers. I'm trying to think who they were off the top of my head, but we did mock interviews. That was great. And just looking forward to the holidays and then cranking up Craftsman with Character and got some. And then our youth build group is about to start another Habitat for Humanity house down in Bloomfield Township. Starting.
What about that? Yeah.
Yep. Right after the year. So I mean, yeah, just super cool. And having the ability to set up these really rich experiences have been helpful. And look at this, huh? We're even getting shot. People are jumping on.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I want to give a shout out. Hold on one second there, John. I missed one employer, and I don't want to do that, but my brain isn't there until I say the Golden Years. That was it. Rachel Erickson and Golden Years. We have numerous CNAs down there. So, all right.
Well, thanks, buddy. Thanks for taking time during the conference. Get back, learn a lot, and we'll catch you next week then, right?
All right. And on that note, let me see if I can find it. All righty.
All right. See ya.